Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Key Time Sports. It's Key Time coming back with another one to talk about my college football head coaching chopping block going into the 2025 season. And first, who we have on the list is Trent Dilfer. He is the head coach of UAB, and in the past two seasons, he's underperformed as coach at UAB. 7-17 over the past 2 years, and plus when it comes to his coaching record, like I said, going to a team that's not really known for winning, that's just trying to stay above water. And as far as winning top notch games, they haven't won any top notch games because since Trent Dilfer has been head coach, it has just been 4-8 season to start 2023, and this season 3-9. So it's been underperforming, and we know that UAB doesn't have a lot of financial assets when it comes to trying to find different head coaches year in and year out. So to Trent Dilfer, coming into next season, you got to improve. You first off, when it comes to improving, you got to have a winning record. Make sure you have a winning record because if you don't, UAB might fire you after the end of your fourth season if you last that long. But UAB is one of those group of five schools that doesn't have enough assets to bring big time players to their college, so that's why they have always been on hard times. The next coach I want to cover is the Oklahoma head coach, Joe Moorhead. Now, Joe Moorhead, he has just been he hasn't even been an average coach. I mean, everybody, you can see his record right here in 5 years, 22-40, and his bowl game record, he hasn't won a bowl game. Now I'm gonna get to his coaching career year by year. 2018, he was at Mississippi State. He was 8-5. Then 2019, 6-7. Then he left Mississippi State, went to Akron, and became their head football coach for that university. He was 2 of 10 in 2022 and 2023, and this season he was 4-8. So what does college football have to see in order to not give him a head coaching job? With this resume, it seems like that he's better as a assistant coach, offensive coordinator, or a defensive coordinator. And not to mention in the Outback Bowl he lost and the Music City Bowl he lost. So this is a very, very underperforming resume. And anybody that is looking for a head coach, I would be skeptical of hiring this guy because you see what his record is. He is 18 games under 500. That doesn't even sound right. And I don't know how he's been able to hold a head coaching job this long, but the agent Joe Moorhead has got, he's a good agent. I mean, he's a good agent. So Joe Moorhead, keep the agent you have. He is giving you the big bucks, even when you don't earn the big bucks for these college football universities. The next coach I want to cover is Kenny Burns. Now, Kenny Burns, he's another one. 2 years, 2 years, and he is 1-23. When I first heard about this yesterday, I said to myself, somebody has got to be lying about his record. But it's true. It is true. He is 1-23. Last season, Kent State, 2023 season, 1-11. This year, 0-12. And in most of those games, they were blowouts. Most of them were blowouts. So this guy, from what I'm hearing, this guy he signed a 6-year head coaching contract. So he's got 4 more years on that contract unless Kent State fires him before then and then have to pay a buyout. But Kent State, they are another team. They are another school that doesn't have that much that much recruiting charisma, like I say, because Kent State, they are one of those bottom of the barrel teams that you expect to stay at the bottom of the barrel going into the next year. And then they've always Kent State, they haven't won a championship ever. They haven't won a championship ever. And it has just been year after year after year underperforming teams that has been getting a new head coach trying to change it up, trying to switch it up. Nobody is coming to Kent State. No 4-star recruit, no 5-star recruit is coming to Kent State. You can get some 1-star or 2-star recruits coming to Kent State, but that's all Kent State is going to get. So good luck, Kenny Burns. Hopefully, you can turn your coaching tenure around at Kent State, or else you will be fired. You are on the chopping block right now. Your job, you are not on the hot seat, but you are at the chopping block table. The next coach I want to cover is Troy Taylor. He's another head coach. 2 years, 6-18. All of these head coaches have gotten underperforming records, and their coaching record, they are quite a few games under 500. So now we're gonna go to his resume when it comes to head coaching. His 2 years at Stanford for the Stanford Cardinal, both years he's been 3-9. 2023, 3-9, and this season 3-9. And most of these games that they lost this season were close games. So Troy Taylor, he is coming back for his 3rd season, but if he doesn't win, and I mean really win and get to a bowl game next season, he might be fired before his contract is up. Because when you see the Stanford Cardinal, they have a dynamic offense, have a good defense, but they just haven't been able to put it together over the past 2 years with this head coach and this coaching staff that's around Troy Taylor. So, Stanford, you might have to do a double take on who you hired as head coach when it comes to Troy Taylor. The next coach I want to cover, oh boy, and he has got a long list of stops where he has been at. And yes, that is right. It is Hugh Freeze. I have heard over the past couple of weeks that Auburn Tiger fans have been growing weary and saying that Hugh Freeze has wore out his welcome at Auburn University. Now, he has been a head coach for 12 years. I am going to show y'all all of his stops, and I'm going to start with the 2011 season. Now, 2011 season, he was 10-3. 10-3 out of 13 games. That was at Arkansas State. Arkansas State, they are a team that doesn't have high expectations at all. Then after he left Arkansas State, he was at Ole Miss from 2012 to 2016. 2012, 7-6. First season at Ole Miss. Second season, 8-5. Third season, 9-4. Fourth season, 10-3. Fifth season at Ole Miss 5-7, and he was fired after that. Now he stayed out of coaching for 2 or 3 years, and he was a offensive coordinator at another college. Then he went to Liberty in 2019, 8-5. Liberty 2020, 10-1. Liberty 21, 8-5. 2022 season at Liberty, 8-4. And then everybody, Auburn, they had a head coaching vacancy in 2022. And that is how Hugh Freeze has come to where he's at now. Now, when it comes to Hugh Freeze, only thing that has mesmerized people when it comes to his coaching record is that he has beat Alabama once. And we all know that was with Nick Saban. But he got lucky with that win. That is the only win on his coaching resume that has kept him afloat this long. So now, as far as Auburn, you thought that the offense was going to be dynamic when it comes to Hugh Freeze. I'm going to just tell y'all, I've been telling y'all this for the past 2 years now. And y'all could go in my community chat box and look up Hugh Freeze. I've told y'all his head coaching resume there too. And Hugh Freeze, he's a below average coach to me. He can get you to a bowl game, but he is never going to get you to a New Year's Six bowl or the college football playoff championship, Auburn fans. So what you all need to do is you need to count your losses, possibly buy Hugh Freeze out, and go get another championship head coach that can lead you to the championship and not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. The next head coach I want to talk about, now he has a winning record, Brent Venables, 22-16, but I'm hearing speculations that if he cannot win a bowl game next season, he will be fired. So, started off at Oklahoma in 2022, 7-6. Last season, 10-3. The last 2 years, Cheez-It Bowl lost, the Alamo Bowl lost, and this season, don't know what bowl game they are going to be in yet, but they are 6-6 and have a bowl game to play. So Brent Venables, you were supposed to be the man that can improve the offense, that can improve the Oklahoma Sooners' entire organization when it comes to football. And what have you done? You have had mediocre to below average season records. That's what you have had. Brent Venables. Now I know you just signed a big contract before the start of last season, but like I said, these colleges now, they are not hesitant to fire a head coach knowing that he still has 4 or 5 years on his contract. These colleges, if you are not producing on the field, these colleges will fire you immediately in a heartbeat. So now when it comes to Brent Venables coming in the next season, that'll be his 4th season at Oklahoma. It's put up or shut up. This next season for Brent Venables will be a make or break year. And now, the last coach I am going to talk about is the USC Trojan coach, Lincoln Riley. Now, I know that he's got a good coaching record. He's 80-24. But when it comes to his most recent stop at USC, he has had trouble of keeping high school football players that want to go to college football he has had trouble keeping them at USC. Now I'm just saying there have been a lot of high profile superstars that have come out of Southern California and played for different college teams. What Lincoln Riley needs to do is stop trying to go to Texas and Tennessee to try and recruit all of these all of these football players from other places. And why don't you just focus on your backyard? Because you living in Southern California, I mean, it's not going to take much for players to want to play for you. And also, when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, I've always said that will be Lincoln Riley's downfall. Is defense and recruiting. That's all. But if anybody wants to put his overall coaching record up against anybody else's, there is no argument. The only argument I have is recruiting and his defensive style of play. He hasn't had the right defensive coordinator, and he doesn't emphasize defense when it comes to coaching his teams, and that will be his downfall. And with that, those are my head coaches that are college football head coaches that are on the 2024 college football chopping block heading into the 2025 college football season. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And please share, share, and follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember one last thing, America. The key is always on time.